Joplin police once again asking for any further information the public might have into the death of 46-year-old Kenneth J. Matthews. They followed up on more than 60 leads in the case, but still no arrests. He and a friend were shot while walking down the side of the street. Your news is service of Liberty Tree Guns, where you can buy your next gun for just $20 down and take 3 months to pay for it. No interest, no fees, no catch. Get a gun for just $20 down at Liberty Tree Guns. When you see news, call or text our tip line at 417-208-9TIP. For News Talk KZRG, I'm Ty Albright on KIX 102.5.
KIX 102.5 storm tracker radar still showing a few clouds over the 4 states. Time now for the KIX Kids Pledge, and today we're featuring Eli from Joplin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Great job, Eli. And if you'd like your kids to be on the KIX Kids Pledge, just go to KIX1025.com and go to the Morning KIX page and click on the button there to find out how to upload your audio. Because we're going to find out who the winner is in just 17 minutes. Here's Ashley Cook. KIX 102.5. Your mic didn't come on when I hit it, so
whoops.
It's a very one-sided conversation. I'd apologize for the board, but it doesn't care.
Good morning. Jen, Mike.
Jen, Mike.
Jen,
and Mike. Who's this Mike, Jen?
Whoa, okay. Accusations there. Sound a little accusatory. Good morning, Jean. Morning, Sarara. Morning, Melissa. Morning, Jimmy. Good morning, Megan. Happy Friday, y'all.
Yes, finally Friday. Although I don't know why I'm excited about it. I have to get up early in the morning and sit in the KIX vehicle for some 5 hours.
I'm sure you'll have a great time. You get to cheer on all the runners.
Yes, let's go. I'm going to just do this as they go by. No, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to do this out the window.
That seems very on brand.
Yeah, that's me. It's early. I haven't had all my coffee yet.
Maybe someone will be really nice and bring you coffee out
there. That would be fine with me. I'm going to bring me coffee. I guarantee you that.
Oh, see?
I'm not going to leave it to chance.
Did you bring your coffee this morning?
I did.
Good.
I did. I remembered it. I did not
Proud
forget
of you.
it.
I almost texted you this morning, and I was like,
"Don't forget your coffee."
I was like, "Is that being too pedantic about it?"
Well, especially because if I do forget it and send her to get it, then I'll buy her some too. So there's that. What were you juggling over there? So
clear? No, never mind.
No,
not going down that rabbit hole.
Like a 5K run.
I'm not going to touch it.
My buddy is in Puerto Rico on a beach.
Jealous?
A little bit. He just sends 2 pictures. That's it. I'm like, who does that? Come on. You're going to tell everybody you're there.
Thank you, Jean. Jean says, love you guys.
Morning, Jean. Thank you. Okay, you're not a real person.
Because she loves us?
No, I got a friend request.
Oh. I was like, okay, we're setting the bar that low for us. Where's Tiffany? Did I miss Tiffany? Morning, Tiffany. Maybe that's all they have public.
Yeah, maybe you're right. So I guess I need to accept it and then decide whether. Nope. That was not the case.
Well, you tried at
October.
least. Dustin, are you watching this morning? Good morning, Dustin. Good morning, Tiffany.
But it's been around
Other
since
Tiffany now.
2007, so that's not likely a scam.
Probably not.
Just doesn't do much on it.
Tried the Reese's s'mores last night, and they were so good. Oh, I love that idea. She used Reese's instead of Hershey's chocolate in her s'mores.
Oh, bring us some.
Is that not genius?
Why don't you bring us some?
Holy cow.
Where's ours?
Okay, she doesn't
Why
need to
don't
bring it
Where's
to us.
ours at?
Why-
What I
why
want to know
does
is why
ours
haven't you
at?
brought us some?
It's Friday. So what are you doing this weekend other than sitting in the car for 5 hours?
I think I'm going to pressure wash everything, try to find that stupid snake in the backyard and kill it. I got to mow the yard. All this. Dang it. When am I going to mow the yard? Because I need to go work out this evening.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't done that yet this week. But I need to mow the yard. When am I going to mow the yard?
After you work out?
It'll be too late. Well, if we could get gone by 5, we can be back by 7. There'll still be time to mow the yard after that, won't there?
Yeah, totally.
Takes about an hour, a little over an hour. Okay.
You're fine.
Maybe I can do that. Work on that. Let's shoot that before I go. So if I can do that, then tomorrow morning, go do the run thing and then come back and pressure wash everything. Something else I was going to do. What was it?
Is it with
I don't
replacing things or fixing plumbing things?
know. That's all done for now. Can't afford the $200 it's going to cost for the replacement faucet. So we have a bronze drain and a drain hole cover and a silver faucet and silver handle and silver shower.
Bet it works, right?
And once every 5 years, we're going to replace one thing. Yeah, it does work.
Melissa, I hope you have such a good time.
So I think not this weekend. I don't think. Maybe. We're talking about, I've already gone ahead and priced everything that I need to finish up the deck.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got to buy, because we're using composite boards. I did not know this, but if you do composite boards, you have to do 12-inch centers rather than 16-inch centers for your joists. Do you understand what that means? No. Okay. So joists
When I look that confused,
are the boards that sit like this that your flooring
we'll
lays
sit on top of. Here we
Okay.
go, 2 seconds.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 709.
A late afternoon chance of rain and storms as we see a high near 77. It's 62 in Joplin.
Looks like it's going to be a really nice weekend, too. I mean, up into the upper 80s.
Gorgeous. Lots
So-
of sunshine this weekend. No rain in the forecast at all. So go get outside. Get you some vitamin D.
Finally, really beginning to feel like summer. So we're going to find out who the winner of the tickets to go see Dan and Shay on August 29th at the Walmart Arkansas Music Pavilion in just 11 minutes.
So all you have to do is text the word tickets to 417-623-1025, and that's going to get you entered to win those.
Here's Carrie Underwood.
On the 4 states, #1 for country.
KIX 102.5. Jen, you going to get
Don't
you some
make it-
vitamin D? Are you going to get you some
It's
vitamin
the vitamin
D?
from the sun, Randy.
It's the D vitamin,
It's
isn't
the
it?
vitamin
you need
D.
just some
It's
vitamin
good for
D.
you. It's really good for you. Some of us are deficient in vitamin D.
I'll say.
Don't even. Don't do it.
So, anyway, those
Morning, Kathy.
joists, 12 inches or 16 inches apart is what's standard, it's what's normal. It's
Morning,
what
Gary
I've got on
Crow.
my vitamin deck. So, that's too far apart for composite boards, and it makes it real wishy-washy feeling. And some people stand on them and go, oh, no, I'm going through. And so, what I have to do is I have to buy a whole bunch more joists and crawl up under the deck and hang those every 8 inches now. So in between each one of those, I've got to add another
one.
and then fasten the decking down to it. So it's going to take 13 6-foot boards
Wow.
and 26 deck hangers. So I'll put the deck hangers on either side, put a board in one end, put a board in the other end, screw them in,
It feels like a lot.
It's not that bad, really. And then I have 4 more deck boards that I need to buy.
Mm-hmm.
And those are $17 a piece. And that will finish the deck. Now, the stairs are not redone yet. That will be a whole job for another year.
Yeah.
because that's going to be expensive. I will have to order those. Some of them have to be 24 foot long.
24.
No, the longest one is 18 feet.
Jeez
Yeah.
Louise.
So that great long stair at the bottom, and then they get narrower as they go up and curve around the pool. The
Right.
bottom ones, and they have to be what's called routed edged. So they're smooth and curved on the edge. The ones that go on the decking, they have a groove in them so that you can put a spacer in between.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to have to order those, and I'll have to redo the joists on the stairs. So luckily, you can buy the joists for stairs pre-cut. They've already got the little jig-jag pattern, and I will have to put more of those on. That's another year. We're not doing that this year. But we are going to try to do the deck.
Going to Dollywood, Hatfield, and McCoy dinner show, Skywalk, and Akista, and doing some fishing at the Lake Bear cabin. That sounds like so much fun, Melissa. Take lots of pictures to share with us, please. Yeah, vitamin D deficiency is a thing, Randy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm turning off
Get
the
some.
contest. Good Lord. Not just because Kathy's here.
So have you heard about this developer proposal that's coming to Joplin?
Yes, it's supposed to be massive.
Yeah. Okay. Now, before we dive off into this, could we have some sort of accountability or presence? Does anyone still remember Wallace Bajali? Because
All right, do you see the winner?
I think it's a great idea, but I think we ought to talk about this a little bit more because there needs to be some accountability, some checking into this because we've been ripped off massively before.
Right.
And that needs to not happen again. Hey, is this Ashley? Hey, Ashley, this is Randy at Morning Kicks. Hey, I heard you didn't like Jen.
Oh my gosh, Randy.
Well, hey, I just want to address this
Wow.
between the two of you right here
Holy
in public.
cow.
Is that true, Ashley? I guess so. Oh, okay.
Wait a second. Hold
Listen,
on.
we were going to try to win you over to liking her, so we've given her a pair of Dan and Shay tickets to give to you in the hopes of winning your friendship. Would that maybe do it? That would do. She likes you, Jen.
Yay!
She likes
Did you ring the bell for that?
Isn't that awesome? We are bridging conflict here and bringing relationships together
my
on
gosh,
Morning
You're
Kicks.
impossible. You're ridiculous.
And Ashley's going to see Dan and Shay.
Woohoo!
You don't even have to take Jen with
Okay,
you.
would you stop it? Stop making it weird. Good Lord. Ashley, tell us who's the Four States Concert Connection.
And you love Jen, right? Sorry,
Man,
Ashley.
just put people on the spot like that, making it
I'm
so
sorry.
weird. Good Lord.
I need a little vitamin D.
All right, Ashley, I think all we need is your street address.
Oh, that was a mistake. She's going to be over there all the time
Would
now.
you stop it? I'm sorry. What was that street?
Wisconsin Avenue.
Wisconsin Avenue. All right, and your email address is ashleykeaton69@gmail.com. All right, so the way the Walmart amp likes to do things is they do digital tickets. So probably, maybe today, maybe early next week, you're going to receive an email from national@zrimarketing.com. And they're going to send you a link to the Walmart amp and to your tickets. And then you just take your phone with you, show them the tickets in the app for the show, and you'll get it no problem that way. And definitely make sure to call the front desk if you haven't received them by like Tuesday of next week. And that number is 624-1025, and they'll be able to help you out. Yay!
Love you.
Congratulations, Ashley.
Love you.
Bye.
Love you. She wouldn't say.
I can't believe you put her on the spot like that. That poor girl.
Well, she agreed with me. I didn't expect her to agree with me. I thought I would
She
be
was like, I
creating
guess if you say so.
some
Like,
sort of an argument. No, I love her. Yeah, sure you do. How much? Is what I was going to say. I didn't expect her to go, yeah, I guess I don't really.
She does like me, though.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Well, it's just, I forget that it's a tendency for when they're put on the spot on a phone call like that for people to just naturally agree with anything
Yes.
you say.
Proud Nana today.
What, did I shove the microphone into my armpit? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Best friends. I didn't hear her say
I didn't hear her say that either.
Yay! I gotta fix this. Hey, Ashley, this is Randy at. Oh, let me do that. Ashley, this is Randy at Morning Kicks. Hey, I heard you didn't like Jen. Why? Why? I don't know why. Ashley, this is. No, I don't need to say Ashley.
You got 40 seconds. Figure it out.
This is Randy at Morning Kicks. Hey, I heard you didn't like Jen. I don't. It's me trying to not talk with my hands. is what
Quit
I'm
explaining.
doing.
You got 25 seconds. Yeah.
You didn't expect that.
No.
The best stuff is unplanned.
Oh my gosh. The stuff that he says is so unhinged, you never see it come. I know, and it throws people off, and they're like,
I love it.
5 seconds.
Unhinged. That's a good word. That's a good name
Morning,
for a
Shalala.
band. Unhinged. Kicks 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning Kicks with Randy and Jen.
A chance of rain and storms late this afternoon as we see a high near 77. It's 62 in Joplin.
And we'll take a look at the forecast for the whole weekend in about 5 minutes. But we've been getting you signed up to win tickets to see Dan and Shay at the Walmart Arkansas Music Pavilion on August 29th.
And our systems just picked a winner. You ready to call?
Which system? Our digestive system? Our
No,
circulatory
the text system. The text system that we use every day for contests now.
We use a Texas system?
A text system. Randy, do you know what I'm saying?
Could we get a Texas system?
Good gracious. Here's the number. Can you call them, please?
All right. I'm calling them. I'm just hitting numbers. I'm not even trying anymore.
Would you get it together over there, please?
Hello,
Hi, is this Ashley?
this is her.
This is Randy at Morning Kicks. Hey, I heard you didn't like Jen.
Gosh, Randy.
Well, hey, I just want to address this between the two of you right here
Holy
in
cow.
public. Is that true, Ashley?
I guess so.
Oh,
you
okay.
say it is.
Wait a
Well,
second. Hold
Listen,
on.
we were going to try to win you over to liking her, so we've given her a pair of Dan and Shay tickets to give to you in the hopes of winning your friendship. Would that maybe do it?
Yes, best friends, best
she likes
friends.
you, Jen.
Yay.
She likes
Did you ring the bell for that?
Isn't that awesome? We are bridging conflict here and bringing relationships together
my
on
gosh.
Morning
You're
Kicks.
impossible. You're ridiculous.
And Ashley's going to see Dan and Shay.
Yes, I am. Thank you.
You don't even have to take Jen with
Okay,
you.
would you stop it? Stop making it weird. Good Lord. Ashley, tell us who's the 4 States concert connection.
The KIX 102.5.
And you love Jen, right?
Yes, I love her.
Yay. That was fun.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Unhinged explains Randy to a T, they're saying.
I like that name for like a band or something.
Uh-huh.
Tonight in concert, it's
Unhinged.
unhinged.
Randy said too many Reese's. That's how my daughter went to bed last night.
Not too many Reese's.
He hasn't had
There's
any
not-
Reese's.
I haven't
There's been
had
none
any
Reese's today.
Okay, so let's talk about this.
Oh, we already saw Candy Jan this week, so she's
Yeah.
coming today.
coming today.
I get it, Candy Jan. It's okay.
Woodsonia Real Estate Incorporated is the name of this company. that is proposing an approximately $375 million mixed-use development.
Okay, what does that mean, mixed use?
Well, number one, it'll be the largest project in the city since the 2011 tornado or since the opening of North Park Mall. So this is one of the biggest projects, bigger than the one that they did over here for Menards in that whole area.
Okay.
So they say they're going to call it Prospect Village if it's accepted and done, and would redevelop over 78 acres.
Where's it going to be at?
We'll get there.
Okay.
It will include a large indoor and outdoor sports complex, parkland and trail with water features, an anchor retail space, ideal for like a grocery store or something like that, 350 units of multifamily housing, hotels, and additional retail spaces. It would be located on the former site of the International Paper Company land, which has been unused for a long, long, long time.
I don't know where that is.
I believe, am I wrong?
Yes, always.
Is over behind the car dealerships on Rangeline, next to Planet Fitness. Is that not where that is? Anybody know?
Between Rangeline and Davis? That area?
I think so.
There's a dental place back there.
Mm-mm.
Yes?
Then we're not talking about the right place. This place has nothing on it. It's a big open field.
I do have a new BFF. Her name is Ashley.
Ashley, with Dan and Shay tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Is she on here?
No. Jimmy just says, you have a new BFF, Jen. Yeah, Ashley and I go way back.
Okay. The area, well, they don't have any street names on this map.
Of course not.
Show a picture of the map, but it doesn't show. Okay, the location would be, let me see if I can see this. Yep, behind Davis Boulevard
Morning, Mike.
and 20th Street. Between 20th and Rangeline Road. So it's exactly where I thought. From 20th Street south. Okay, so Davis Boulevard and Rangeline, parallel one another.
Uh-huh.
Okay, in between there is.
And Sparklight's over on there, too.
Why won't you zoom? Oh, good gosh.
It just wants to be a problem.
Yeah, it's not wanting to let me open. There we go. So 20th Street, you've got Davis, Geneva Boulevard, or Geneva Avenue. It goes Rangeline Road, Geneva Avenue, which is currently the street right behind Frank Fletcher Toyota and those areas back there. Okay.
That's when they take to, like, Walgreens and Planet Fitness and stuff, right?
Yeah, behind if you want to go over to Home Depot or to Planet Fitness, they are both on Geneva Avenue.
Okay.
On over west of that is Davis Boulevard.
Okay.
Which is what runs north-south to, No, these things are all over the place this year.
What is it? Catch it and put it on the live. Never mind. Okay, well, the bug is dead.
They have little pinchers. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they could bite you.
The silverfish can bite?
I think so. Those can. They're like silverfish. Anyway, back to what we were talking about.
Sorry. It was really
Davis
distracting.
Boulevard, if you go over here on 32nd Street down, you can turn on it and go up to Duquesne.
Right.
Okay? So it's in between Geneva Avenue and Davis Boulevard that they're talking about developing. There's just this big open field there. It used to be a paper mill company.
Okay.
That's where I thought it was. They're talking about doing all of that. 78 acres. It's a lot of land. And all of that would go from 20th Street south. There's currently no street in there. But it would also contain some land near right on Rangeline. So, where a Valvoline is, and right next to that is what used to be Red Hot and Blue.
Mm-hmm.
So it would include that lot that Red Hot and Blue's on. They would demolish that, and there would be
Okay.
something there. It says here that
Morning, Kathy.
that would be, and you cannot read the writing on this image because the quality is so.
Do you have everything ready for Jen's movie rehab, by the way?
No, I do not. That's not a good idea.
That's not the best idea.
So anyway, I mean, yeah, that's useless land that's not being used. But the problem with this, they've got wonderful pictures and everything. We had Wallace Bajali here after the tornado, and they developed a whole bunch of plans for Joplin, supposedly, including the Mercy Park. They were responsible for that and a few other things. But the problem is they took millions of those dollars and just blew the coop and embezzled the city, and nobody was ever held accountable for that. Not the city management. I mean, one of the city managers resigned and fled to Texas, where Wallace Bajali supposedly went also. The thing is, Wallace Bajali had done this to 2 other cities.
Oh, what a shame.
Before they came to Joplin and did that. And nobody checked into this.
Have a great day, Kathy.
So I'm hoping the city will do some due diligence on this.
Sarah says, Jason was telling me that land has some kind of contamination problem and couldn't be used for anything for a certain number of years.
That is true. So they say the barriers include a regulated floodplain and floodway that covers a majority of the property. There is a high-pressure gas main that runs through it. The waters of the U.S. assessment found the site has 1.9 acres of wetland and intermittent stream, which would require special permitting through the Corps of Engineers. And the site status as an EPA Superfund cleanup site since 1990 due to the prior uses for mining, solid waste, landfill, and other environmental conditions requiring cleanup and other remediation before construction, subject to the Missouri Department of Natural Resources approval. So it has a lot of challenges. That would also require commitment by the city of Joplin and the support of surrounding commercial property owners, which they don't have yet. All of this stuff is very contingent.
Morning, Dorinda.
Now, Woodsonia, the company, is based out of Omaha, Nebraska. They supposedly have a successful history of developing projects in Joplin. They just got through this one that was done over here with Menards and everything. They did that.
Oh, okay.
So they were the ones that developed that. They also, see what else they did for Joplin. They said they did a number of them for Joplin. I only see that one. But anyway,
Probably the
they
biggest.
do have a track record, so maybe the due diligence has been done.
Yeah, which is good. Goodwill Hunting. That's a great idea, Sheila.
No.
I should watch Goodwill Hunting this weekend. Let's do it. Let's do Goodwill Hunting. I think I deserve to watch Goodwill Hunting after you made me watch Psycho.
You liked Psycho.
For Mother's Day. I did like Psycho, but it wasn't a Mother's Day movie.
It was too.
It was not. Good morning, Floyd. Floyd commented on the "Oh no, you didn't" news. Well, that stinks. Yeah, today's "Oh no, you didn't" news is pretty gross. You ready?
For what?
You know,
It's not time yet.
almost. We got a second, 35 seconds.
Let's do it in 39 seconds.
Let's not. When it comes to you, when it comes to you. Ready? Here we go, Seg.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
I am so excited to watch Goodwill Hunting this weekend for Jen's movie rehab.
She's not watching Goodwill
I'm watching
Hunting.
Goodwill
She
Hunting.
is
Let me watch
not
Goodwill
gonna-
Hunting, please.
We'll find out what she's watching after. Luke Bryan.
On KIX.
I'm sitting here looking through the popular cultural references to this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Wayne's World, The Other Sister, Family Guy, The Simpsons, Archer, the John Cicada music video, the song Crash the Wedding by Busted, the 1988 finale of Papa and Nicole advertising campaign.
Wow.
An Audi commercial, 500 Days of Summer, Roseanne, another Simpsons episode, Kingpin, the movie, song Too Funky by George Michael features a clip of her saying, "I'm not trying to seduce you." I didn't realize that was her in that. Part of the 2005 romantic comedy film Rumor Has It, directed by Rob Reiner with Jennifer Aniston, is based around a story on this. Is all tied around the woman from the movie,
Okay.
supposedly. So, it's a story in which a woman learns that her mother and grandmother may be the inspiration for The Graduate, the movie. And the comedy Men Movies and Carol. There's way more. So it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on, the references.
How are you doing, Floyd? How you been feeling?
It won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 awards that year.
Holy cow.
Rated as the 17th greatest movie of all time by the National Film Archive.
Wow. That's amazing.
So you better like it.
Megan says, Rumor Has It is one of my faves. I don't know what that one is either. Have a great day, Sarah.
La, 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 la.
You feel better?
Not really. I was hopeful, but, what are you going to do?
You're one banana short of a bunch.
An unhinged banana.
What does it
Who
mean
knew
if the
that
bananas?
were hinged? Oh, so there's supposedly a thing where you eat a banana and drink 7-Up together.
Why?
Somebody told me about last night for us to do sometime on a challenge on here.
Okay. Why? What happens when you do that?
It's a church camp game thing that they used to do. I'm surprised you hadn't heard of it.
No.
I think we ought to do it. Try it here on. We might start a TikTok trend.
Okay.
We film it,
Here you go. 5 seconds.
Doesn't make any sense to me. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 734.
A chance for rain and storms today as we see a high near 77. It's 62 in Joplin.
And we'll give you a look at 4 states news, plus tell you what the weekend's weather is going to be like in 25 minutes.
Plus, in the next hour, we want to know what is the data technology that you still swear by?
No matter even if there is something better that's come along, you still swear by this old thing, whatever it might be.
623-1025 to call or text and tell us what that is for you.
Of course, it's Friday. That means it's time for another assignment 4. And in case you've been under a rock for the past year or so, this is where we assign Jen a new movie to watch every weekend.
Well, because before I came to KIX, I'd really never seen a whole lot of movies before, so someone would make a movie reference and I just wouldn't get it.
She doesn't get a lot of things, but...
So every Friday, you assign me a movie to watch. I watch it over the weekend, come back on Monday, rank it 1 to 10, and let you know what I thought about it.
And since it's graduation season, we thought we would assign you...
Good Will Hunting!
No, not
yes,
Good Will Hunting.
I want to watch Good Will Hunting,
You
please.
had your chance and you missed it, Missy.
I messed up. I'm sorry.
That's a fact. But this weekend, you were going to be watching The Graduate.
Oh, because of graduation. Okay,
Yeah, there you go. So this stars Dustin Hoffman as Benjamin Braddock, who has just finished college and is back at his parents' house. He's trying to avoid the one question everyone keeps asking him: what does he want to do with his life?
Okay.
So an unexpected diversion crops up when he's seduced by Mrs. Robinson.
Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Is that from this movie?
I know a Simon and Garfunkel movie song, The Sound of Silence. Hello, darkness, my friend. That's
Yes.
from this movie.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that one is or not, but Anne Bancroft made famous because of her role in this
I don't know
film.
who that is, but okay.
She plays Mrs. Robinson, and she is a board house wife and friend of his parents. And what begins as a fun little tryst turns complicated when Benjamin falls for the one woman Mrs. Robinson demands he stay away from. Her daughter, Elaine, played by
I
Catherine
wondered
Ross.
if it was her daughter. Okay.
It got 7 nominations at the 40th Academy Awards, including for Best Picture and Best Director, the latter being their win, and it went on to win 20 different awards over the following year.
Wow. Okay. And when did you say this movie came out?
It was in 1969.
Wow.
It was selected for preservation in the U.S. National Film Registry as being culturally historically or aesthetically significant, and is currently ranked by the American Film Institute as the 17th greatest American film of all time.
And how long is it?
I don't know.
You have this really fun ability to pick the longest movies ever for me to watch.
It is a pretty long film, but it's really, really good. I mean, you don't want to let the kids watch it because there are some scenes and
it's
bankrupt.
106 minutes.
No, that's too short.
I'm so impressed. Normally it's 3 times that.
Maybe we should assign you Good Will Hunting too.
Really?
No, not really.
Man.
So don't let the kids watch it. You can watch it for free on Freevee and a couple of other third-party platforms on streaming. So if you do a little search for it, you can find it for free out there.
All right, so I'll watch The Graduate this weekend, and then I'll come back on Monday, rank it 1 to 10, and let you know what I thought about it.
With Jen's Movie Rehab.
On the 4 states, #1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
Bye, Gary Crow. Be safe.
Later, Gary. Gary came by and saw us yesterday.
Yeah, that's fun. Megan says the burp challenge. What's the burp challenge?
I'm telling you, the list is just long. Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay.
No, she's never seen it. Well, I did make her watch The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly last week. He understands the reference there, the connection.
I fell asleep twice.
I know. Yeah, back and forth. I tried to get her to appreciate the cinematography.
It was cool.
Sergio Leone is a genius.
Yeah, it was nice. Oh my gosh. I don't know what that is either.
It's a Western.
Oh. Yeah.
Spaghetti Westerns were inspired by samurai movies.
Okay. It's probably on our list, I would assume. Will I? If you say so.
It does not.
You would
Fails
hope.
miserably.
Okay. Thank you, Tom.
I'm avoiding giving you those movies.
I've seen Star Wars.
Gary put up the annual Yellowstone bison petting competition set to begin July 15th.
Don't do that. I read in a news story to try a filet of fish with an apple pie on it. No, they want you to vomit.
Yeah.
They want you to vomit. Rumor has it needs to be next week. I thought he was going to say, in case you've been living under a rock, it's okay. So has Jen. That would have been a good line. Not one member of Metallica has ever appeared on Sesame Street Master of Puppets. I think not.
Mm-hmm.
We trimmed the mimosa tree last night. I got plenty of sticks to burn now. Do Dot and Shathina like to chew on sticks? Brain likes sticks. And worms. She really likes worms.
Probably has them.
She digs them up and just plays with them and tortures them. Shalala says, "Do it, Randy."
Do what?
What's Randy doing? Hold
I'm
on.
doing
What's the
it. I'm
burp
doing it
challenge?
right
You haven't
now.
gotten there.
You'll
Quit
find
doing
out about it later.
We haven't mentioned the Morning Kicks challenge at all.
Nope, we sure haven't. Probably need to build a seg break in here somewhere.
I got a Scooby-Dooby-Doo. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put this right here. And then we're gonna move this and put it over here. That's not what I want to do. Move, move, move. There, look what I did. Ta-da!
No, you don't need a bed. I just need we don't
11
need to-
seconds? You think 11 seconds is long enough?
Let's build up like 3 or 4 of that.
Oh, you want to do the flunky,
Yeah,
flunky,
we
flunky?
only do that at 5 after.
Okay, well, I thought it was a good idea, and I was excited for a second. You would be weird to do that at a place. Okay. 30 seconds. 33 seconds, technically. Has anyone seen Mother of the Bride? No.
No. I've seen it on there. I watched the trailer. I've seen it on Netflix. I watched the trailer for it, and it does not look good to me. If you're looking...
Mother of the Bride? That's an old movie.
It's just been released on Netflix. I think this is a new version, isn't it? The new version of it that they've got out. If you're looking for something to watch this weekend, there are some new shows that are worthy of watching. On Prime, they've got Outer Range. The second season has come out.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
So if anybody remembers that show, let me see if I can get a little synopsis to make it easier to describe. It stars Josh Brolin. He's in it.
Okay.
And Imogen Pools is in it. Louis Pullman. What's the name of his wife?
Vanessa.
Will Patton's in it. Lily Taylor.
That's his wife, yeah.
Yeah, that's her. So it's about a rancher who fighting for his land and his family, but discovers this unfathomable mystery at the edge of the Wyoming wilderness. So it's about this.
Can't fathom that.
This guy owns this ranch, and this hole keeps appearing out in the middle of his pasture. And it is a portal, a time portal. And then, I don't want to give anything away if you've not seen season 1, but let's just
Bye,
say
Floyd.
that the rancher, as shocked as he is to see it there, he is very familiar with it. Let's just say that. But then this girl appears and starts coming around and everything, and they don't know who she is and why she's acting so trippy and everything. She's a girl. She's like in her 20s. She's got mental problems and stuff. Well, turns out, and they have a granddaughter that they are raising with their son. Their son lives there too, and apparently the mom went off the deep end at some point and is no longer part of the girl's life. Well, this granddaughter, who is about 6 or 7 years old, turns out that girl that's been coming around with the mental issues, that's her at a later age. It's freaky and hard to follow. You need to pay attention to it, but it's really, really good. The acting's good. The setup, the story's good. To me, they could. Sometimes I hate it when stories are too blatantly telling all the details. You know,
Yeah.
I like when I have to watch
25
along
seconds.
to figure stuff out. But this one, I think they could let a few more details through. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
How'd you like to kick off your weekend with some free Simple Simon's pizza?
We're going to give you the chance to do just that with the Morning KIX Challenge
And that'll be in about 5 minutes.
on the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
My finger went.
Yeah, I wonder. I was like, oh, okay. We skipping that one.
So it's a pretty good show. I watched the first season. I was really excited to see the second one, and I got about halfway through the first episode last night. It's out. What else?
Tiffany says, it's the weirdest movie I've ever watched. The mother of the bride and the father of the groom fall in love and get married as well.
Yeah, and see, this has been done before, and it was not real good the first time. It starred, what's his name?
George Clooney.
George Clooney.
Oh, really? I just totally...
It starred George Clooney, and I can't remember who
Meryl
played
Streep.
No.
Glenn
Can't-
Close.
No, who played the
J-Lo.
mother of the brides like that or something. Was it J-Lo? It was not J-Lo.
I'm just saying random names. At this
But
point.
anyway, it was meh at best.
Yeah.
So, and this one on Netflix looks painful.
Yeah, Tiffany said it's the weirdest movie I've ever seen.
Just all over the place.
So they're saying the burp challenge, by the way. Megan says it's either you chug a whole thing of Sprite and then whoever burps the loudest. But Tiffany says chug a pop and then try not to burp. I feel like I would vomit if I was trying not to burp.
Dangerous. I mean, air's gonna come out somehow.
Have you seen the video of the two girls doing this? And one of it sounds like a demon's escaping her body or something.
So that's about all that there is that's coming out good this weekend. So I advise you go watch The Graduate. If you've not seen it, it's a really, really, really good movie. It'll be one of your best movies you've ever seen. Again, do not let the kids watch it. It does have some nudity. Anne Bancroft, you realize, likes to run around without her shirt on.
Oh, good.
That was a big deal back then, too, for a movie to be that popular with that much nudity in it.
I'm
in
surprised, yeah, for being in the
1969. It
60s.
really was.
Okay, I need you to watch this. They're trying to.
She spit it everywhere. So, if that air bubble does travel its way into your gastrointestinal tract, it could cause major cramping. So, I don't know.
Well,
if
that's why she's
a
like,
good
oh,
thing.
my tummy hurts. And then. Oh, we're twinning today, Mel. We're so cute.
Y'all wearing your KIX t-shirts? Nice. Brando's colors. Right on. Well, I'm not sure why, but McDonald's has come out with a new McFlurry flavor.
The Grandma McFlurry.
Yeah, they say it's inspired by your grandma,
That's
which mine's
Chunk's
been
the
dead for
grandma.
years. So for a limited time, you can get the Grandma
Oh, we totally should've
McFlurry,
gone there.
which mixes syrup, vanilla ice cream, and crunchy candy pieces like Werther's candy
You know,
or
like the ones that Grandma
butterscotch.
would always keep in her purse.
Yeah. They say it's like Grandma's favorite treat that she hid in her purse. And man, let me tell you, when that ice cream melted and got all over everything in her purse, what a mess.
Hey,
And
will you
she
look,
doesn't need her teeth to eat it
is this
either.
how you want this to look? Will you look at it?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe not that many at the first. We won't need all three of those, I'm sure. You get rid of one of the light ones. And then at the end,
This is not the correct, by the way. It's this.
well, let me change that.
Yes. Hubby and I watched The Judge the other night, and it was so good. Definitely made me cry.
The Judge.
What's The Judge, Tiffany?
You're not talking Sylvester Stallone movie, are you? Surely not.
Say hello to my little friend.
I guess now that Red Lobsters are closing, McDonald's is trying to grab that elderly market.
Man, McDonald's has had the elderly market for a while, though.
Yeah,
Every town I've lived in, if you go early enough, you're going to see a crowd of elderly folk enjoying the McDonald's
they
breakfast,
let
all
the
sitting around a
nursing
big old
homes go
table
visit.
together. Maybe.
That's why I'm holding out for the Grandpa McFlurry,
Okay, what's in that one?
mixed with peanuts and a shot of bourbon.
See, my grandpa liked black licorice. And so that would be my Grandpa McFlurry.
Well, and good luck finding McDonald's that has a McFlurry machine that works.
Oh, my gosh. True.
That's a whole thing. Or that isn't completely coated with fungus and mold. And I've seen inside some of the local ones here. I would not.
Why
ever
would you
order
voluntarily
a
do that?
McFlurry.
Why did you look inside?
Well, somebody offered to show me once, and I was like, yeah. They said, look at this.
Say,
and-
no, I want to be willfully ignorant.
And the thing was, when they were showing me, there was a family of 4 all eating McFlurries over at the table. They didn't know, they were just showing me on the sly and said they just ordered them. And I said, how often do you guys clean it? She said, we have to clean it once a week. And tonight's our night to do it. But in that time, this is how disgusting it gets. That if we cleaned it any more than that, nobody would ever be able to order because it's like an hour and a half long process to clean it.
Wow. Here we go.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 751.
A chance of rain and storms later this afternoon as we see a high near 77. It's 62 in Joplin.
We'll give you a look at the weekend's forecast in just 11 minutes, along with 4 states news.
Plus, in the next hour, we're talking about the dated technology that you still swear by.
But since we got your chance to win some free pizza for the weekend from Simple Simon's Pizza with the Morning KIX Challenge.
And I think today we're going to do The Gambler.
I thought we were going to do Mumble
We're not
in the
doing
Head.
Mumble in the Head.
Are you sure?
Yes, because we have it planned. We're going to do The Gambler because The Gambler it's kind of like a science experiment, if you will.
Yeah, we've discovered that all songs, not just country songs, but all songs in general, Want to Become the Gambler by Kenny Rogers. You remember that old
Yeah,
classic?
it's a great song.
Yeah,
It's classic.
all songs want to be that deep down inside.
So what we do is we take a song that we all know and love and we put it to the tune of The Gambler to make our point.
And to prove it to you, all that we require of you is that you identify the song. You tell us what the name of the song originally was before it became The Gambler. And by doing that, you're going to win a $25 gift certificate to Simple Simon's Pizza. So you ready?
All right, you ready?
Here we go. Listen closely and see if you can identify the song that was before it was The Gambler. Yeah.
Clean shave.
I got the cover off the 68.
I fired it up and let them horses sing.
A little pretty thing.
Little tan leg Georgia dream.
She's rocking them holy jeans.
Baby, what you got going on Saturday?
Oh, baby, you can find me in the back of a jacked up tailgate, sitting around watching all these pretty things. Get down in that Georgia clay, and I'll find peace at the bottom of a real tall cold drink, chilling with some Skinner and some old Hank. Let's get this thing started. All right, there it is. All you have to do now is tell us what is the name of that song and who it's by.
And you're going to win that $25 gift certificate to Simple Simon's Pizza.
623-1025 to call and tell us.
With the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5. I forgot it had a bed there. All right, somebody want to win $25 gift certificate to Simple Simon's Pizza?
Do you guys not know what it is? Oh, there we go. Okay.
Oh, there we are. Hold on. Hi, wait a minute. Hi there, Morning KIX. Who is this? Hello?
Hello?
Hi there, Morning KIX. Who is this? Gracie, can you tell us what song we were performing on The Gambler? That's it! Right on, Gracie. You have got a $25 gift certificate from Simple Simon's Pizza for the weekend for knowing that.
Tell us who's the 4 states #1 for country.
All right, Gracie, could you take us off speakerphone? We're having a hard time hearing you. That's better. Jen's got to get a little more information from you.
Actually, we're going to go ahead and put you on hold real quick, and then we'll come back after we do this break, and we'll get your info, okay? So hang
hold
tight
right
for us.
there.
I can't hardly hear anything she's saying.
Why am
All right, we got to go. 8 seconds.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country.
Looking to see if someone can tell us which song we were just performing on The Gambler to win some free Simple Simon's Pizza.
Hi there, Morning Kicks. Who is this?
Gracie from Joplin.
Gracie, can you tell us what song we were performing on The Gambler?
Was it My Kind of Party by Jason Aldean?
That's it! Right on, Gracie. You have got a $25 gift certificate from Simple Simon's Pizza for the weekend for knowing that.
Cool.
Tell us who's the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
All right, Gracie, you still there? All right, Gracie, you still there?
All right, Gracie, can you spell your first and last name for me, please? Buller. All right, Gracie, what's your phone number? And your birthday. Your address? And the last thing I need is your email. All right, Gracie, we have your gift certificate waiting for you here at the station. We're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, so you can come get it whenever is good for you. Do you know where to find us? Yep, that's us. Perfect. Enjoy the pizza and congratulations. Thanks, Gracie. Bye-bye.
Weird on that first line. It, like, answered it, but did not, we couldn't get the audio out of it. And so when I went to the other line, it was still on, and I couldn't hang it up. Even after I had her on hold, I couldn't hang it up. So we went and talked to her, and you got her info right there. I hung up with her, went back to that line, and then could hang it up. And you heard the dial tone that was there.
It's weird.
Very weird.
No, it is not The Gambler by Kenny Rogers.
Yes, it is. It is The Gambler by Kenny Rogers.
Have a great weekend, Shalala. Be safe. Get into Laverne or Carol or boyfriend or whoever. 4 kids, cousin, Shirley. Lawton, not to be confused with Lafton. Very different places. Where are the flow charts? We need the flow charts.
Flow charts?
Flow charts.
My question is, did the woman win that bought all the lottery tickets with the
I wondered that too.
stolen money?
Insult to injury. All these things, I didn't even win anything. Ready? 10 seconds.
For what?
A chance for rain and storms today as we see a high near 77. Partly cloudy skies, low 60s tonight. Sunshine and 85 for Saturday. Sunshine 87 for Sunday. And a lot of the same on Monday. More sunshine with a high near 88.
KIX 102.5 storm tracker radar is showing a few clouds over the 4 states.
64 in Anderson, 61 in Pittsburgh, 62 in Joplin. To sign up for severe weather alerts, download the Zimmer Storm Center app.
So we're wanting to know, what is the dated technology that you still use or swear by?
Like in our house, it's an old-fashioned alarm clock.
Yeah, I've got a digital clock next to my bed, and I don't know why.
I don't know. I mean, your cell phone will work just fine.
Right? Takes up a plug-in, and it takes up space on your bedside table.
But you still use it, right?
Well, it would be weird to not have it there, so yeah.
So what's the data technology that you swear by?
623-1025 to text or tell us.
You can also tell us on Facebook.
Here's Keith Urban.
Somebody like you.
That's dated technology.
That's very data technology.
4 states, number 1 for country.
Dinosaurs.
KIX 102.5.
Is today her anniversary?
Yeah, or yesterday was. I'm not sure which.
Bananas are berries. Is that real? Is that true? Is a banana a berry?
Yeah, I guess technically it is. It's a fruit, which berries can be classified as that too.
All right. I think I need to get a new alternator in my car.
I can tell you whether I've had to go through many alternators. I can tell you whether you do or not.
So here's what's going on. Yesterday on my drive to work, I noticed that my headlights were dimming, going back to normal, dimming, going back to normal. And then my battery light came on. I was like, okay. So after work, those are the only 2 things going on. So after work, I went over to Interstate Battery, and he opened my hood and immediately said, well, I can see what your problem is. It looked like someone had used just a kind of like a clamp or whatever they had laying around on one of my posts. And so it was just kind of flopping around, wasn't really grounded. And so he went and got a real clasp, whatever you want to call it, attached it firmly, whatever, tested my battery. My battery's only 2 years old, and it tested at pretty much exactly what it was, brand new. So he's like, okay, good to go. Awesome. Started driving home. My battery light came on again. I said, well, I'm sure it just hasn't readjusted or whatever. No big deal. Turn the car off. A while later, I turn the car back on, and I get this message on my screen as if I've been running like the radio or something. And typically, you only get that message if you've got like your headlights on and the car's not on, or you're running your radio and the car's not on.
Do you have any aftermarket things that have been added into the car, like stereo or security system
No.
or remote start or anything like
Nope.
that? Nothing.
Nope.
You're positive.
Pretty
Because
positive.
to me, this sounds more like a ground issue. When you have an alternator issue, what happens is the alternator is what generates the electricity while the car is running.
Mm-hmm.
So what will happen is everything will begin to decrease really rapidly. Once the alternator starts to die, it will happen really rapidly, usually within like an hour. Your car will not be able to run. It will shut off while you're driving, in fact, because what will happen is the alternator will stop producing electricity and you'll use up your battery, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
Your car will no longer be able to, it'll shut off while you're going down the road. And
That's why I'm in Kyle's car this morning.
yeah, so to me, it sounds more like you have a short somewhere. So I wonder why they placed that clamp the way they did. Because it looked like somebody had stuck a clamp on there. I wonder if maybe something was done to the original cabling that runs back to the from the alternator. and maybe power is not getting through to that, although that would not affect your electrical system. So no, that couldn't be it. To me, it sounds like you have a ground issue, and a ground issue is where there is a short somewhere in the electrical system.
Mm-hmm.
These are the worst to find,
Yeah,
to
that's what I was
track
gonna ask.
down and find. They are a nightmare to try to track down in modern cars. Older cars, where wasn't that much electrical circuitry.
Yeah.
But in this, and what happens is it runs your battery dead. There's a ground that continues to pull current even while the vehicle's off. So when your car starts up, it detects that the battery is super low and says, hey, and a discharge means that the battery is discharging while the car's
That's
off.
what I don't understand is my car, but the battery light was on as I drove to the battery place. And then we turned the car off and he checked it
Mhm.
and it was at full power. How does that happen?
Well, and that you may be right. So you can have your alternator tested. You can go to any store like O'Reilly's or AutoZone or somewhere. They can test your alternator for you. Another thing that causes alternators to die is when the belt's not tight enough.
Yeah, I wondered if it was a belt issue.
Your alternator belt isn't on tight, or if it's worn out, then it may be slipping.
Is that different than the serpentine belt?
Yeah, oh my gosh, yes.
Because that can be an issue too, right?
Not with your electrical. Your serpentine belt is actually, in the old days, it used to be a chain. So your serpentine belt is part of the drivetrain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the pistons pump inside. They push the valves, which causes the drive cam to rotate. Okay, that rotate is hooked by a gear to your drivetrain, which is the axle that goes back. It runs all the way back to your transfer case, whether it's in the front of the car or the rear of the car. And there is a series of universal joints there that meet up, and this turning turns this. So it causes the wheels to go round on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
So that serpentine belt is what connects that initial drive cam to the drive shaft. Your timing adjustments and everything are all done on the serpentine belt.
But the alternator has its own belt.
Its own belt.
Yeah.
Now, that own belt is run off of that drive cam too. So it's one of the gears up there at the front of the engine or side of the engine, depending on if you got a front wheel drive or not. And it runs the alternator off that too. Your air conditioning is also run out on a belt off that. So you've got a pulley that's got like 3 slots on it that run those belts. And inside, the serpentine belt is inside the engine. So it's covered.
Would my AC still be pushing cold air if it was an alternator issue?
Yeah, because it's on a separate belt. It's all run off of that same pulley that's on part of the drive cam. So you might have a failing alternator belt or a failing alternator, which that belt goes over here to the alternator, and over here's the air conditioning unit. Usually they're on opposite sides of the engine. And if that's slipping, it has nothing to do with what's happening over here with the air conditioner.
Here we go, 5 seconds.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 8:09.
A chance for rain and storms later this afternoon as we see a high near 77. It's 62 in Joplin.
And we've got to look at the weekend's forecast for you in about 11 minutes. But we're talking about the dated technology that you still use, even though there may be better options available.
You can call or text to tell us what you use at 623-1025.
Like terrestrial TV. I have a buddy who lives down the street from me, still has an antenna.
Really?
Still watches antenna TV. I'm like, I didn't know this was still a thing.
I thought they disconnected all that. I didn't think it worked anymore.
No, they still have over-the-air antennas.
So 623-1025 to tell us the data technology you still use.
Here's Dustin Lynch.
On KIX 102.5.
My dad used to have, so my dad was a mechanic and really, really good mechanic. He could listen to an engine and then tell you stupid stuff that was wrong with it. He would have been able to have listened to your car and tell you whether the alternator belt was slipping or not, just by listening to it run, having you rev it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Usually, when your alternator belt does start to slip, if it is slipping or worn, it will sometimes make noise, squeal, or beep, 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 beep. You'll hear your power steering belt, which also runs off that pulley system. It will. Sometimes you turn the wheel and you hear a beep on people's cars. That's that belt slipping. That can sometimes happen after you've driven through water or it's been wet.
I figured I would start with getting the alternator tested and then kind of go from there.
Do that. And when you do, if you do find that your alternator is failing, and again, I don't believe that's what it is, because if it's your alternator, it would not take 2 days to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone through 1 year.
Well, let
I
me
went
ask
through
Kyle.
5 alternators.
I'm sure he would have texted me if he had issues with Big Red this morning.
Well, you'd know. It just stopped. Once it starts dying, it goes fast. So the alternator is it's literally a little powerhouse generator. It's a little motor in and of itself, and
Right.
it has all these copper brushes that create static charge electric as it rotates. So it's a little
Mhm.
power generator. And those copper brushes, it's like a big static electricity machine. And it produces electricity that then goes to the power, to the battery, which then powers the car. So this constant power cycle is happening while you're driving your car. But what happens is those copper brushes wear out, and they lose the ability to make contact with the sleeve cylinder inside, and so it can no longer create that electrical spark that produces the electricity.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but when you go, a lot of places will say, you'll go in and say, I need a new alternator. Well, they'll just put a new alternator in, and that costs a lot of money. It's stupid. Get a rebuilt alternator. It's just as good. Most of the people who remake those or rebuild those alternators will warranty them, and it's just as good. Do not buy a new alternator. It's stupid.
Okay.
It's dumb. There is no difference. The only thing you're getting is a housing that has never been used before. Well, the housing never wears out. It's the little brushes that wear out, and they replace those with new brushes. Boom, you've got a new alternator.
Right.
So that's all you need to do. And I don't know what one costs. It's been over 20 years since I've had to replace one, but I think the last time I did it was like $110, $120. I'm sure they're more now, and I got to where I put mine on myself. First time this happened to me, I used to commute from one town to another. It's about a 45-mile drive, and I was about 17, 18 years old, and I had a Toyota Celica, 71, and I'm driving down the road listening to my Alpine stereo and everything in the middle of the night, and I noticed I was having trouble seeing the road.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't figure out, and this is an older car, so it wasn't LED lights, that have a constant, they're either on or off.
Yeah.
These were incandescent bulbs, so they had gotten dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. And I was listening to a cassette, and it started roaring down and dragging, and then it just stopped. I thought it was broken. And then the headlights, and then I got to where I couldn't see my dash. And I had to pull over at a convenience store and call my dad, and I told him what had been happening. He goes, your alternator died. He knew it immediately, but it was this fade down, and it's happened with other vehicles since then, and it was always that way.
Mm-hmm.
My Beretta that I had, I was driving through town, and it started going down. Now, it was during the day, so I didn't have headlights on to notice and everything, so it could have been dying for a while.
Right.
But I noticed what was happening with the radio, and I was like, I wonder if it's the alternator, and a few seconds later, the car died. It was just that fast. So I don't think you would go more than 24 hours with a dying alternator. So maybe a belt.
So here's the other thing. About 2 months ago, I was driving in one morning, and my lights were doing that weird get dimmer, come back normal, dimmer, come back normal. But my battery light never came on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fine after I parked, did work, left. No problems after that. No problems driving it that night, nothing.
See?
Which makes me think that it's a short somewhere, but why is it so much more reactive this time?
When you go test, because it could have gotten worse.
True.
When you go to have them test your alternator, have them check the belt to see if the belt's okay and see if it's tight. Those guys will do that for you. They know what they're doing.
AutoZone?
Yeah, AutoZone, O'Reilly, any of those places.
Yeah. I don't know if one's better than the other.
I don't know either.
Two in one hand,
You
half in
kind
the
of
other, whatever it
learn.
is.
I know I have a store I go to. I'll tell you which one I go to, and the guys there are really, really, really helpful, and they go over the top for service. I've been to another version of that store in this town where they were not that way, but they'll all do it.
Yeah.
And you'll just have to go off your personal experience which one you decide to go to.
Yeah.
Going forward. But my dad there was a parts brand. So he was a mechanic, and so he frequently had these parts companies that sell auto parts. They will come around to garages and try to sell them so that they have a stock up parts. And it's a whole thing. It's almost like the pharmaceutical companies that go around to doctors' offices and they give free samples and incentives to the buyers in the hopes that they'll build a relationship with them and they'll buy parts from them.
Right.
Well, this one guy had given my dad this great big sign to hang on his wall.
4 seconds.
Hold on. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Wanting to know what's the data technology that you still swear by?
623-1025 to text or tell us
Here's Morgan Wallen with her at church.
on KIX 102.5. So this big sign, it was in a big metal casing, and it had a picture of an engine on it, and it was on like this plexiglass plastic, and it was opaque. You couldn't see through the plastic, but it had that picture of the engine on it. And when you would plug it in and turn it on, there was an oscillating light inside that produced the effect of the engine running.
Oh, that's
and you
cool.
could see all through it and everything and see how everything worked.
Awesome.
That used to fascinate me as a kid. I would sit and watch that, and I could see, and Dad explained it to me, this connects to this, and he used it as a teaching tool, not just for me, but he also taught mechanics at a VOTEC class long before I was born, before he went to work for MoDOT. And I learned a lot about how the engine operates off that stupid little sign. There's an alternator, there's your air conditioner, there's your power steering, there's, the pistons working the valves, and you could see all of that. I imagine there's a video of something like that somewhere.
I would assume.
Video cross-section of an engine running.
Man, apparently everybody has an antenna. Tiffany's got an antenna. Jimmy.
Well, and I said that. I
Megan's
have an
granny's
antenna
got one.
too.
You do?
It's in my attic. I've told you about this before. It's almost the size of this room.
Yeah.
It's this giant antenna. I can pick up Kansas City.
That's wild.
And let me tell you, we have gotten so used to the subpar programming quality on streaming.
Mm-hmm.
When we switch over the antenna, it's like, oh my gosh, this is too clear. It's
Really?
freaky weird. Yeah, it's insane how clear it is.
Huh. Jimmy says, I get 27 channels and have Roku also.
Yeah, same. Okay, yeah.
Melissa's got an antenna. Man, okay, everyone's got an antenna. Find it?
I have a video. So this is your serpentine belt right here. Now, you see the cam up here that's running. And this is your overhead. This is your spark plugs that fire. Your alternator belt is right here on the front of the engine. So it's on the other side from the serpentine. But they're all part of this moving thing that's happening right through here. This is turning that, that's turning that. That's turning those gears. This is a front-wheel drive car, you can see. There's your transmission right there where you choose these different gears. That's kind of cool. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
A late afternoon chance of rain and storms as we see highs nearing 77. It's 65 in Joplin.
And we'll give you a look at the weekend's forecast in about 5 minutes. But we're talking about the dated technology that you still use.
That you just absolutely swear by.
623-1025. What's the dated technology you still use?
I use the old time dishwasher called hand washing.
Hand washing, not a dishwasher. She hand washes her dishes.
Do you have a dishwasher?
I do.
That's what confuses me. People who have a dishwasher but don't use it.
Why don't you use your dishwasher?
Because when there's only 2 of you, I use a dishwasher.
Well, because it does it for you. I have a dishwasher, but she doesn't get home till
Don't
5.
even, Randy
I'm
Brooks,
sorry,
don't
I'm
do
sorry.
that. You
I
owe her
couldn't
an
do it.
apology.
Okay, I'm sorry.
What is the data technology that you still swear by?
I still like using paper maps and map books.
Seriously?
Instead of a GPS?
Yes,
You prefer that?
I can find faster ways with the map book than I can with the
Why?
GPS. GPS always wants to take you the long way.
I don't know.
I don't know,
how
yeah.
I survived vacation before GPS.
I still love my map books, though, Randy.
I remember the old days of going on Google Maps and printing out my route page by page and then trying to follow that while you were on the road. That was a nightmare. I remember one time getting lost in Little Rock.
And it just seems so dangerous now. Let me open this giant paper map while I'm trying to drive.
Right? What's the data technology you still use?
It's my old social studies teacher. He refused to get a new phone, and he had had a flip phone for over 20 years.
You know what? I
No.
know a lot of people who are that
Wait a
way.
minute. And they're probably doing all of us a favor, because can you imagine them trying to navigate through the technology of a smartphone if they weren't familiar with it?
Yeah, it'd be kind of crazy.
Hey, show me how to open the book face.
Do that again.
Hey, show me how to open
That's
the book
exactly what they sound like, too. It is. So now I've got the best of both worlds. I've got the Z Flip, the Samsung Z Flip, which one of my best friends calls it my Nokia.
Your Nokia. I mean, it's a flip phone.
It's a flip phone. It's a smartphone, you know.
Is it the best of both worlds, though?
Well.
What's the data technology that you still swear by?
623-1025.
You can also tell us on Facebook.
It's the 4 states #1 for country.
Megan says, I's the dishwasher.
So starting on Monday will be the Silver Dollar City giveaway. Yeah,
Ooh.
so you can get signed up for that at KIX1025.com. Plus, we're going to have Hardy tickets up for grabs. I need to put that on the website while I'm thinking about it. I don't know how many I get, Jimmy, but I'm betting it's around 27 on there. Never watch it. The only time we watch it is when I have friends over that want to watch sports, and I don't have any sports package, so
Yeah.
they can watch, on one of the networks. And when we pull it up and they do, usually over a holiday or something, my son-in-law is there and they want to watch football or something, I'll put it on it, and it just blows me away at the picture quality. But it was wired and in the house when we bought it, and they also had a satellite dish that was almost the size of the one we have out here behind the station. It was huge.
Really?
On top of the garage
Where?
roof. It was up on top of the left side. So as you face my garage, it was on the left side on a pole facing out. I used to have people all the time say, so what's television like on Mars?
Yeah.
And the tornado took care of that for us. It took that down and landed it on my mom's car.
Wow.
Yeah, smashed in the top. She had to drive home. She refused to let me take it and try to get someone to fix it. So she drove home with a crushed windshield looking out like that from 3-hour drive. She did like that. With the whole top caved in. Yeah, ours is in the attic. And I didn't know it was there until the tornado. So here's the crazy thing. When the tree landed through our roof, when we got up there in the top to fix all that, there's daylight shining in my attic space for the first time ever. And I'm like, what are all these metal rods in here? And I go looking around, and my buddy who's up there working with me, he goes, dude, that's a TV antenna.
I
And
didn't
I'm
even know
like,
they could be that big.
no way. And so we were clearing out the old insulation. It had been buried in the spray fill insulation. So we're having to clear out all that old wet, nasty stuff out of there.
Yeah.
And we see this gigantic, massive TV antenna. So I got to going down and checking where the hole is for the cabling for the TVs that goes to other rooms and stuff for a satellite. Sure enough, there is an antenna cable. I hooked it to the TV and boom, because we never used the satellite ever. I never could figure out how to use it. I'd hooked it up to the TV a couple of times, but you had to have some sort of encoder or something. You couldn't just hook it to the TV. You had to have the box. Go check and see when Megan's eligible again.
Let me see, Miss Megan. You are eligible June 9th.
Irritating me. June 9th?
June 9th.
So not the end of next month. It's June 9th. Not that far away, Megan. So you will be eligible for Brett Young at the Black Oak Amphitheater, Justin Moore and Randy Hauser at the Amp, Kane Brown at Downstream Casino Resort, born and raised, and in Bly, more born and raised. Josh Turner with Tracy Lawrence and Luke Bryan at the Walmart Amp.
I want to see Josh Turner.
That would be a good show. And if you went to that, I could get you backstage on the bus, whatever you want, because one of my really, really good friends plays guitar for Josh Turner. And I could just give him a call.
That'd be amazing.
And he would, I'm sure we could get you
That
whatever you wanted
would
with
be
that.
so cool.
I'm going to put 14.
Have you seen how expensive the Chiefs tickets are going to be for this year? I bet they're insane, especially because now people know like Taylor Swift could possibly be there.
Well, although when it gets really cold, those prices go way, way down, we found out. They were selling them for next to nothing.
And she was still there, though, at that game. She was giving
during
her
January
scarves and things to people. Megan says Josh Turner would be awesome. He's playing at the Black Oak Amp. Lampy, Missouri. Which is a cool looking venue.
It really is. I saw my first concert there.
Really?
Yeah, well, it's been redone numerous times, but it used to be called Swiss Villa Amphitheater. And I used to go to concerts all the time at that. It's out in the middle of nowhere, but it really was an iconic place. And there have been some historic bands play there. I mean, Grateful Dead played there.
That's cool. You know, some of my best nights have been in the middle of nowhere, random fields.
Yeah, sure.
Actually, I think probably my favorite party I've ever been to was just a random field party. It was so much fun.
Oh, yeah. We used to have parties on dirt roads where we'd just all pick a place we knew that no one would drive on and just park on the sides of the dirt road.
I wish I could remember what this place was called, but this guy would just open up the gate to his field and you could drive in and some guys would hang around and play music. And it was just cool, you know. It was always fun. Jen is blurry. Better now. Okay.
Quit being blurry, Jen.
I'm sorry. I stepped in that puddle of mud. No? Okay.
So do you have fear of people's opinions? Have you heard of the FOPO?
No.
It's a new thing like FOMO, but FOPO is fear of other people's opinions. You don't think you do have? There's a test we can do on her.
Okay, let's do the test.
Okay. Do you check your phone to appear important or busy ever?
No.
Do you laugh at jokes you don't really find funny?
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Do you drink at a party even when you don't want to?
No.
Do you deal with ordering anxiety at a restaurant to make sure you don't hold up the line behind you?
No. Kyle does, and it drives me crazy.
You stay at your job late because your boss is still there
No.
or because you were worried about how they may think of
No.
you? Do you lie about your age at work in an industry run by younger people?
No.
Do you pretend you've seen a movie you've never seen?
No, I own that I haven't seen the movies.
Okay. What psychologists want to remind you is people aren't paying attention to you nearly as much
Yep.
as you think. Then you have the fear of being ignored, which can also lead to fear your anti-anxiety drugs don't really work. If you're looking for external validation of social media, you're in for a rude awakening.
Yeah. Do you think that you have FOPO?
Probably.
We'll do the test for you.
So the show If is coming out this weekend.
Is it a show or I thought it was a movie?
It's a movie. Have you heard about it? It's the Ryan Reynolds movie.
Yeah. Ryan Reynolds, John Krasinski,
And
a
whole bunch of celebrity voices. It's a young girl realizes she can see everybody's imaginary friend, and she tries to reconnect them all with their grown-up kids.
I think it's a fun idea. And Megan says, Randy, that sounds more like you. Garfield's coming out also. Jimmy says she wants to see that one.
I don't want that to me. It's already been done, and it's not the right voice. I've seen trailers for this, and it just seems like it misses the mark. He's way too energetic. The voice is. The original voice was perfect for Garfield.
What was the original voice? I haven't actually seen it.
Just listen.
Okay. Hold on, we got to do a seg here.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country.
Here's Sam Hunt.
On KIX 102.5. It's coming. Someday.
Wow, this is great.
That was one of them. This is the one everybody knows.
It's hard to find good help these days. Good morning, sunshine. Welcome to another fun-filled day with your favorite pet. Good morning, morning. Guess I'll get up.
Whose voice is that?
The guy's name was Lorenzo Music, and he was the Garfield that almost all of us know. It was like over 20 years.
That feels like a Garfield voice.
And it's an apathetic, I don't care. This was the movie.
My job. Just one quick cannonball! Okay, I think you're clean enough now. Got your towel right here. Well,
I hear Tom Hanks with it.
Nope. So that was the movies. There were 2 movies, Garfield the movie and a Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties. That's Bill Murray. Who did that
Bill
voice.
Murray. Yeah.
And then I think the new guy, no, this was on video games. John Barnard did this.
Not Pinky the Clown. That's better. My favorite. A cooking show. Odie, what have you done?
Which he's close to the original guy, but not quite. And then this new one, I think, well, I don't know if this Frank Welker is him or not.
John, that might have had a good chance of winning if it weren't for the whole disco is dead thing.
That's the this guy Frank Welker trying to sound like the original. The new guy sounds totally different.
He's got a message. I heard a commercial for free tire drop off today on Bethel Road. Didn't catch the details. Do you have them?
It's actually, it was on the news a few days ago, and it was for one of the Indian tribes. It's not for everyone. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 8:34.
A chance for rain and storms today as we see highs nearing 77. It's 65 in Joplin.
And we've got the Morning KIX Takeover Friday edition starting in just 15 minutes.
So make sure to go on the KIX app or the KIX website and let us know what songs you want to hear this morning.
So we're talking, though, about the dated technology that you still swear by, even though there's better versions or a better option available for you.
You know the one that you still use?
Even though everybody's like, well, you still use it.
623-1025 to let us know what you still use.
Or you can tell us on Facebook. What's your dated technology?
I am still using the iPhone 5.
iPhone 5. How old? I don't have a point of reference for that.
For instance, Randy, this is a 12.
So that's like a Samsung Note 2 or something.
Yeah. So that one's going to be really, really small and really, really thick.
Yeah, it's very tiny. I'm talking to you on it right now.
Hey, it worked.
Yeah, it works, so I guess still keep it.
Yes, it does.
I bet it's not still supported by Apple.
What's the data technology that you still use?
My mom is of an older generation, and she uses like vinegar and newspaper to wash windows.
To wash the windows.
It's the best beats Windex any day.
And afterwards, you can use it on your salad.
You eat newspaper in your salad?
The vinegar, Randy.
A lot of fiber that way, I guess.
I'm not talking about the newspaper. You don't eat newspaper.
I know, but I think you ought to focus a little more on the newspaper.
No,
you don't
use
want
for
to
the
eat
vinegar.
newspaper.
What is the dated technology that you still swear by?
I still use the on-the-wall calendars.
Oh, instead of using the one on your phone.
You still have to have one written down in front of you?
Yes, I'll write important dates, events. I use it more than I use the calendar in my phone.
I got to admit that even though I still rely heavily on the one on my phone, I have to duplicate everything on a calendar hanging on my wall.
That's just because you're redundant.
Your face is redundant.
Your mom's face is redundant.
For some reason, I can't get away from that either.
Yeah, about the only thing on the calendar in my phone is birthdays.
No, I meant Jen's redundancy. I can't seem
So redundancy will not be tolerated in the
Again.
studio again. Redundant. What's the dated technology that you still swear by?
623-1025 to text or tell us.
You can also tell us on Facebook.
It's the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5. I should have said the studio will not tolerate redundancy in the studio.
That's the way it is.
I was like, I don't think this is coming out of my mouth like I want it to.
So the new Garfield voice, you know who's doing it?
It's Dustin. Morning, Dustin. No.
Chris Pratt.
Oh. I did too, Larissa. She uses a hand can opener and a hand potato masher. Same way.
This. Oh.
Was Chris Pratt also Mario?
It seems like it's nothing but
phone is ringing.
catchphrases and
Zingers.
and stuff. I mean, you think there really would be
Answer the phone.
a storyline to this? Hi there, Morning KIX. What's the dated technology that you still swear by?
It's easier on the eyes that way, and you also get that good book smell.
Some people like that experience over the other because of like you said, the whole experience of touching the pages, feeling that. Although you can do that on an ebook too.
A lot easier to flip to it than having to swipe through a million pages.
Thanks for calling.
Thanks, have a good one.
Beep.
We have an electric can opener, but I could not tell you where it is.
We have one.
You have to finagle it like the can a certain way to get it to work, and it's just easier to
Same.
use the hand can opener. And I feel like the texture on potatoes and things is better when you use a hand masher than when you use like beaters and things and a hand mixer.
We have a hand mixer too. I was cleaning out Gina's pots and pans cabinet the other day, and I pulled them all out so I could get another one in there. She has everything packed like precisely. There's only one way it'll go in. And I pulled it out, and I'm like, oh, look, there's a mixer back there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the last time that was gotten out.
We have an immersion blender.
What?
An immersion blender. You stick it in the stuff.
Like a,
and
what do they call those, ninjas? Or
yeah.
Ninja?
Yep.
Chase someone around with
Every
the ninja.
sisters. Yes. Yes, we are, Megan. Surprise.
My friends all came over. We had our Thursday night get together and everything.
Right.
And they're one of the ladies. She may or may not be watching right now. I think she's teaching school. She teaches at Carthage, and for the past 3 weeks or so, she's been saying, "I have a surprise that I'm going to present to everyone when everyone is here."
Mm-hmm.
So we've one guy's been gone to New York for a week, and another group had to go on vacation, and so we've not been able to be all together until last night. And last night, so she had her big surprise, and it was a book she was holding. It looked like a big children's book. And she said, I want Randy to read this to us all because we have ongoing jokes about poop. It's become a thing that the girls all made fun of, that we can't go an evening without poop making its way into the conversation somehow. And we never try to. It just somehow ends up doing it. And they go, oh, there it is. There's the poop. And so it was the book I Eat Poop.
Eat poop?
Or maybe it's I'm a dung beetle and I eat poop. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or I like poop. And it's about a dung beetle that goes to school and is afraid of being made fun of because he eats poop sandwiches and all of this. So as she stands up to present the book to me, she farted. She ripped off a big one. And I didn't know what the book was. She hadn't made the announcement yet. So she does that. And then she's embarrassed and hands the book to me. And I look at the title and we were done. You know? I'm like, oh, I get it. What a presentation. I said, next time, just let me pull your finger. It was so funny. And she was so embarrassed.
It's like butt stuff. Butt stuff always comes up.
Butt stuff, like a lot like that. So I read them the book, and we had a story time.
That's funny.
It was really good. It's hilarious. The book is actually, I read through it all, and I'm like, this isn't very funny. It's kind of sad until it gets to the part where everybody discovers him with a poop sandwich. And he's so embarrassed. And finally he goes, yes, I am a dung beetle and I eat poop. And everybody sits there looking at him for a second. And then the praying mantis says, my mom ate my dad.
Oh.
and the earthworm goes, I'm both a boy and a girl. And one of the others says, I breathe through my butt. And they all have something, in other words,
Yeah. Everybody's got
But
something.
it's hilarious. The ladybug says, my mom sometimes eats my brothers and sisters. And, it just goes down this. The wasp says, I live in a house made out of spitwads.
It's kind of wholesome.
So I've got a book on poop at my desk, and I've got to
Oh, you
remember to
do?
bring it home. Yeah.
I didn't know that. What?
What is this?
What is it?
Your Lazy Days float trip. Zimmer Marketing. Sharon McClellan. Who's Sharon?
She's one of the digital folks.
So she said, if you can recall, please share your insight and memory of the names of notable stops and river takeouts where your river trip ended while on your river float trip on Elk River or Big Sugar Creek. Please be specific about which float trip you took, as these will be used in a blog post for Lazy Days.
What?
I have never been on a float trip on either of these rivers. What are you talking about? This applies to team members at Zimmer Marketing, including radio personalities. Maybe you should have said, hey, we're creating a blog post that will feature blah, blah, blah before giving the call to action.
Jimmy says, it sounds like you have strange friends, which Melissa says, that's fitting for Randy because he's strange too.
That's right.
Strange by
Birds
extension.
of leather.
They flizzock together.
Flizzock in the weather. Filtering my emails.
Yay, you're doing
I discovered, I told you I had like some 24 different hacks of my, they had detected that attempts were made and they could tell where they were from and everything.
Which is wild.
Yeah, Experian, I mean, it's thorough. They can tell where these attempts
Did you have
came
a
from,
prominent location?
what time they were, oddly enough, in Illinois. So I'm figuring around the Chicago area.
Okay.
Also Georgia.
Well, Seg.
Maybe Atlanta? I don't know. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country.
Here's Drew Baldridge.
On KIX 102.5. So I was able to go into those affected sites and change the user password or close them down or whatever. Luckily, a lot of them were all using an email username that I don't use anymore. So I knew nothing current was being used or being affected.
She's the Scooby Boo blah. What if I do a mumble in the hits like that one day? Just mushka 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 the whole time.
They're saying we could see some severe weather next week. I thought we'd
No.
be done by now.
I want to be done.
Yeah, long term, they're saying by about Tuesday, thunderstorms, Tuesday night, and that will be it. And surely that will be it for the season. I mean, we're midway through May now. It's time for it to be done. Never goes past mid-May.
Never say never.
Rarely. I mean, so next weekend, I have to dismantle my entire recording studio because they're installing new windows on the front of the house and including the recording studio. So my plan is I'm going to be gone on next Friday. Thursday, I'm going to do my work that I have to have done for Friday and Monday and then proceed to tearing the studio down. And I hope to have it done by Thursday evening. And then Friday, they're going to be there at 8 a.m., do the install. They're hoping to be done by early afternoon if there's no big headaches or problems.
Right.
I do have a little bit of concern because this house has been affected by termites before. And I'm afraid once we get in there, they may find, I don't know. So that's a concern. If not, then everything will go fine and they'll be done by early afternoon and I can begin putting it back together. I foresee that it will take me much of the weekend to get it done. I figure probably all Friday evening, Friday night, and Saturday will be spent reassembling, resetting. It's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Mainly because everything is so difficult to reach.
Drink.
I wonder, part of me thinks that if I could just take the console out and the monitors down, then I could disassemble the 3 pieces of the console desk. Wouldn't that? And then just move them out one at a time.
Why not?
Because it's got to be disassembled anyway. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 8:49.
A late afternoon chance for rain and storms today as we see a high near 77. It's 65 in Joplin.
And we've got the Morning KIX Takeover Friday edition getting ready to start.
So make sure to go on the KIX app and the KIX website and let us know what you want us to play back for you.
But we've been talking about the dated technology that for whatever reason you still use and still swear by.
You're hanging on to it. You won't just let it go.
Even though there may be better options available.
623-1025 to call or text.
Or you can tell us on Facebook.
What is the technology that you still swear by?
Books. I hate Kindles. I'm not going to download a book on my laptop. I want a paper book.
I am the same way. I want to hold the book in my hand so I can feel it as I turn the pages.
Right. It's the feel of the pages
Lick the
and
pages.
the smell of the books. And
Yep.
yeah.
See, I'm the opposite. I hate the feel of a page on my fingers. It's like chalk on a blackboard. Give me a Kindle.
No way.
And I don't like licking my books
Well,
either.
quit looking your books then.
Chewing on the
That's not
corners,
what stop
the covers
it.
of them. What's the dated technology that you still use?
A hand washing board.
You use a washboard, Frederick? Really?
Sometimes we use that.
Yeah.
You can put it in a washing machine.
Gotta admit, even if the power's out, if you've got one of those, you can still wash clothes.
I just remember that we still use that sometimes.
And Frederick lives in Switzerland. He watches this on Facebook Live, and I don't guess they have power where he's at. So, in Switzerland, so.
He still whittles his shoes, I guess, too. And
What's the date? Wouldn't you? What's the dated technology you still use?
Antenna.
You're still using a TV antenna?
Where you live?
What can you pick up on an antenna?
About 5 channels.
Really? That's pretty impressive.
But I have to move it around to get. I
Yeah,
have certain spots I have to put it to get certain channels.
I bet that's a lot of fun during a rainstorm.
Oh my gosh! I'm just about to pull out the aluminum foil.
And make a hat?
No, they have to put it on the end of the antenna to improve reception, And then you have to stand on one leg with your arm in the air. Who among us remembers being a kid and your dad making you go outside to turn the antenna in the middle of a snowstorm or when it was really cold?
That sounds miserable.
It was awful.
What's the data technology that you still swear by?
I still prefer an actual physical book. I cannot read electronic books.
It's easier on the eyes that way, and you also get that good book smell.
Some people like that experience over the other because of like you said, the whole experience of touching the pages, feeling that,
Yeah.
rubbing it on their body.
To the end to find out the ending.
You can do that on an ebook too.
A lot easier to flip to it than having to swipe through a million pages.
True.
You can rub an ebook on your body too.
Why are you treating books so weird?
I'm just trying to go
Licking
along with
books,
what you guys are saying.
rubbing them on you. What did a
touching
book
them,
do to you?
Sniffing them, smelling them, tasting them.
Okay, stop.
What's
I have
the
no
dated
words.
technology that you still use?
623-1025 to text us.
Or tell us on Facebook.
Morning Kicks Takeover is 2 minutes away.
On the 4 states, #1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
7:20. 8:20. 9:20. 10:20. I felt like we were done.
You're like, okay, I'm done.
Okay, we're done. I'm done. Oh, you're not done. I see.
No. All right, so have a great weekend. Join us on Monday. We're talking about
What did you eat all of?
what do you always eat all of?
Yeah, you can't sit down and start eating this or you'll eat all of it. So me, it's my jalapeno cheese curls. Cannot. And they're a big bag. They're like this.
Are they the Hers brand?
No, it's some weird, my wife buys them at the herbal shop she goes to.
Mm-hmm.
So they're this organic, whatever, it's a health food brand. So
Sure. So it's okay that you eat the whole bag.
Oh, yeah, whatever. I've seen the calorie and all that. They healthy.
Mhm.
Yeah, whatever. And plus, I walk funny after I eat the whole bag. So I know
Imagine
that's
that.
not good for you.
So we'll do that. We'll also have Hardy tickets up for grabs.
The Silver Dollar City Summer Road Trip is going to be up and active on Monday.
And I'll have my review of The Graduate.
So have a great weekend.
Lots going on this weekend. And go see Randy tomorrow. He's going to be at the Memorial Run.
Yeah, it was better the other way. I'm sorry. So have a great weekend. Bye.